Very busy fight for Katie Taylor. However, she does have many options. It is 5:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, October the 29th. In the Wembley Arena, Katie Taylor should go on and get a unanimous decision victory over a Karen Elizabeth Carabajal. This girl right here.
Really gamely tried. She was just second best in every department. She lacked hand speed, variation, and that showed as the fight went on, as Katie Taylor started to settle down. As the rounds went on, you start to see the real class. Trademark Katie Taylor, 3 shots out, back in. Like you said, Andy, variation with her defense as well. See that taking a head off line, landing the right hand. We're seeing, even at this stage of Katie Taylor's career, new and different improvements to her game. Impressive stuff.
Yeah, and maybe being such an ingrained amateur, it's taken her this time, but she's finding new things, becoming more seasoned, and that comes with experience. And
I don't want to sound like the bearer of bad news, but I didn't really see too much improvement in Katie Taylor in this fight. Maybe because of the opponent she was facing. You know, she seemed a little rushed. Put it this way, I've seen a better Katie Taylor. You know, but I get the zone commentators, you know, they have to say that type of shit. But the question is now, who is next? Now, I sat here and watched the second half of this card. Kinko Martinez getting the upset stoppage over Jordan Gill. I missed the Ellie Scottney fight, man. Kind of upset about that. I did see the Maylee Rose girl, you know, in the swing bout before the main event. The arena looked kind of, you know, half full, I guess. I wonder how many were in attendance, but these are the type of fights that fighters take these days after coming off of a big fight, stay busy fight. Now, she does have options, though. You know, potential fights with Alicia Baumgartner. If Alicia Baumgartner wins undisputed against Han-Mi Choi, who I'm expecting for her to do. Michaela Mayer, if Michaela Mayer decides to move up. You know, a rematch with Jessica McCaskill or Chantel Cameroon if Katie Taylor decides to go back up to 140 again. Remember, she has ventured to 140 for a belt once. Let's listen to the cards. We need 3-minute rounds, though. For real.
Wembley, London, England. We go to the judges' score totals. Victor Laughlin, 100 to 91. Carolina Putz, 99 to 91.
Cool name.
Benson Kovats, 98 to 92. All three, for your winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Katie Taylor!
First half.
Listen to that ovation as Katie Taylor wins her 16th world title fight. Still.
So let's listen to our post-fight interview and see what's possibly next. There is a possible chance for her to fight Cyborg, you know, in the boxing match. Cyborg just had a boxing match back in September, the end of September. You know, so you know, there's options. You know, especially at this later stage in her career. After all, she did beat her rival and Amanda Serrano, even who myself didn't think she was going to beat. And I've been covering Katie Taylor since the beginning, but she did it, and she did it convincingly. Well, not put it this way. I feel that Katie Taylor won. I know some people thought that Amanda did enough, but I feel that she won. You can't get no bigger than that. And then she headlined in Madison Square Garden. That was a magical night. I'm just glad that me and my team were able to be able to cover that event. But let's turn it up. Let's listen to her post-fight interview. You know what also will be a good fight? A potential fight with her and Holly Holm. If Holly Holm ever gets released or leaves the UFC or no longer under contract. Holly Holm is 41 years old. Last time she fought in the boxing ring was 2013. 3 years before Katie Taylor made her debut. And how old is Katie Taylor? Well, let's listen to this first before we listen to her post-fight interview.
Female boxer of all time.
At one stage, I did think that fight.
Did that ever get close at all from your perspective?
Yeah, I think my team were actually in contact with her team closely over the last few months, and at one stage I did think that fight was actually going to happen, but she obviously decided to take another fight, um, just to get maybe a bit of experience. But yeah, I don't really know right now what's happened with that fight, but um, I mean, I think it would be a huge event in itself, and she's obviously.
And Eddie Hearn did mention this, so basically there were talks for her to fight Chris Cyborg. And I'm guessing that fight Cyborg took back in September was the fight that Katie's talking about her like knocking off the Rust. Let me see if I can get us some highlights of that event before we listen to the post fight interview. By the way, take a time out, like the video. That'd be great if you can leave a like before you go. Subscribe. Got 3 more cards to cover tonight. Oh, here we are. Turn it up.
Another undefeated opponent that, yeah, it's fair to say you beat quite convincingly there as well.
Yeah, well, she's obviously a tough fighter, unbeaten coming in. She had everything to gain here tonight, but I think her box very smart. She's very awkward at times, but I'm just delighted to get another victory. 22 fights, 22 wins, still undefeated, still undisputed. That's what it's all about.
It certainly is. You made your debut here back in 2016. It's been a good 6 years for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it hasn't been bad, I have to say. A brilliant 6 years. Thanks so much to Eddie for giving me this opportunity to headline another show. Women's boxing is here at these heights because of the likes of Eddie giving us this opportunity. So thank you so much, Eddie.
Eddie, she says because of you. Women's boxing right now is on a crest of a wave, but a lot of it is down to what Katie's done. Katie sent you that text, and we saw the text before the start of the fight. You said, okay, let's do it, let's roll with it. What a journey so far.
Listen, 6 years ago we were here, you know, people laughed at us and Katie didn't think we'd get the opportunity. It's okay to jump on now. You know, women's boxing's great now, everyone wants to do it, but for years and years, almost 30 years, Katie Taylor's been treading paths for others now to tread. She's an absolute legend of the sport of boxing. She's an icon of the sport of boxing. And, you know, it's time to return to Ireland now. You know, honestly, you know, whoever it is, wherever it is, Ireland has to be next for Katie Taylor, you know? And she deserves it more than anyone. You know, she's boxed all over the world. The Irish fans are incredible. They travel everywhere, Madison Square Garden, Wembley, everywhere we've been. It's time to give Ireland a sporting event they will never forget, and that's the return of their hero, Katie Taylor.
Katie, that's what we want to hear. That's what the Irish fans want to hear as well. Me and you, we spoke on Monday, and you said, look, the next fight I wanted to be at Croke Park. We said a couple of names as well, and the name you said was Amanda Serrano. Let's get that rematch on in Croke Park. That's the fight we want, isn't it?
Absolutely, but regardless of whether it's Amanda Serrano or not, we want to fight at Croke Park. 80,000 people, every single person here is going to be at it. That will be the biggest event in women's boxing history.
It certainly will be. Eddie, how realistic is that to do next, Croke Park? I guess it has to be that kind of opponent.
We'd already had everything in the motion with Croke Park, with the authorities, with Brian Peters, and September, I think the 15th this year, we were looking to go there for the rematch. You know, Amanda Serrano's saying the right things now, but honestly, like, time won't wait for Amanda Serrano. We hope it's her, but it doesn't matter who it is. It's going to be a big fight, and it has to be next. It has to be Ireland. You know, we've waited so long, you know, and you saw Gary Cully tonight, so many great Irish fighters as well. We can create a night of boxing there that will never be forgotten. And honestly, no one deserves it more than Katie Taylor. No one.
Katie, final word. Again, you retained your belts. You continually put on fantastic performance. If it isn't Amanda Serrano, there are so many other girls out there, isn't there? Alicia Baumgardner, we know, looking really good. Chantel Cameron's got a big fight coming up against Jessica McCaskill. The challenges for you are still there, aren't they?
Absolutely, and I'd have no problem stepping into the ring with any of those girls. I'm willing and ready to step into the ring with anyone, and I want the biggest tests, the biggest challenges, and I believe I'm the best in the world, and every time I step in here, I love to prove it.
Quick word, final one. Your Irish fans, they travel all over the world for you. And they're here again, aren't they, in numbers?
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been an amazing 6 years as a professional, but the best yet to come, and I can't wait for Crow Park next year. Thank you so much.
I can't wait as well. Well done, Katie. Thank you.
I think Katie Taylor does have options. For example, Amanda Serrano wanted the rematch at 126 pounds. You know, it makes no sense. Why would she want Katie Taylor to move down? But she did get a win under her belt on the undercard of Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker, meaning Amanda Serrano. And I think with women's boxing, don't turn into men's boxing. Don't bullshit around with the big fights and the rematches. You know, I think that it's the time. You know, Amanda Serrano got a win under her belt, and it's not like she can't beat Katie Taylor. It was a close fight. She almost stopped her at one point. Very highly competitive fight. I would favor now Katie in the rematch, but not by like a wide margin. No, Amanda Serrano's still good, and she can beat Katie Taylor. But I think if they have the chance to put 80,000 in Ireland, then go that route. You know, even if it's 60,000, that's big for women's boxing. What was the biggest crowd overall for a women's boxing event? You know, even if they get 30, 40 in that motherfucker, that's still, you know, a lot for a women's boxing event. And I think Katie Taylor should be in Ireland. But if it's not her, then they can go this route, undisputed at 140 pounds. You have Chantel Cameroon taking on Jessica McCaskill for, unfortunately, it's going to be 3 vacant titles. 2 vacant titles, right? The other 2 Cameron has. Jessica McCaskill undisputed at 147, moving down to 140 to fight Chantel Cameroon at 140 from 147, meaning McCaskill. And Katie Taylor, she can fight the winner and, you know, and move up to 140. You know, she's already beat the right, you know, there's nothing more to do at 135 unless she fights Alicia Baumgartner, but she can still move back down. You see what I'm saying? She has options. But me personally, I want to see the Amanda Serrano rematch, or, you know, I want to see the winner of Cameron versus McCaskill. The McCaskill fight will be a rematch. And Jessica McCaskill is way better than she used to be. Way better than she was when she fought Katie Taylor. Like, and she hits hard. Like, that girl is good. You see what I'm saying? So the options are there, but let's see what Amanda Serrano wants to do. T3 controversy with Fight View 360. Look at Terry Harper. My gosh. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Let's hear what she has to say. She's at 154, by the way.
You can see the concentration, and you can see that she doesn't overlook any opponent, and she treats them all the same. And it's a must-win fight every time for Katie.
It is. Okay, guys, we're going to get more reaction from you 3 after this quick break. We're going to get lots of analysis as well, so we can't wait for that. We will talk about this winning moment. Katie Taylor, 22 professional fights, 22